What if the future of Heartland isn't what we expected? The long-awaited Season 19 is officially confirmed, and with it comes a wave of rumors, shocking twists, and heart-pounding moments that will change everything. Will Amy's love life take an unexpected turn? Could the impossible happen? Ty's return from the dead? This season promises to rewrite everything fans thought they knew about the show. As we dive into the first look, and the latest You Season 19 opens with one of the most shocking twists in Heartland history, an engagement that no one saw coming. Amy Fleming, who has always been so deeply connected to Ty Borden, is suddenly faced with an offer she never expected. Nathan, her new love interest, proposes to her. This moment sends shockwaves through the fanbase, leaving everyone to question, is Amy really ready to move on? For years, fans have watched Amy struggle with the loss of Ty. Their relationship was one of the most beautiful and heartbreaking love stories in Heartland, and Ty's sudden death left a void that was hard to fill. The idea that Amy would even entertain the thought of marrying someone else is both thrilling and deeply unsettling for many. It's a moment that challenges the very core of Amy's character, making fans wonder, is she truly ready for this? Or is this proposal just a response to loneliness and grief? The emotional turmoil Amy faces is clear. She has been through so much over the years, and the memory of Ty still looms large in her heart. But Nathan is different. He's been a steady presence in her life since Ty's passing, offering her companionship, support, and love when she needed it most. Could he be the one to help her heal and move forward? Or is this proposal just another plot point designed to stir up drama and controversy among viewers? Some fans are excited about the potential for a new chapter in Amy's life, while others feel that this development is too fast, too soon. It's hard to imagine Amy making such a huge decision so quickly, especially when her connection to Ty was so deep. There's a sense of unease about how this story might unfold. Will Nathan's proposal be the start of a beautiful new chapter for Amy? Or will it lead to complications that could tear apart everything she's built with Ty in the past? The stakes are high for Amy, and this moment sets the tone for the rest of the season. If she accepts Nathan's proposal, she's not just committing to him, she's potentially closing the door on everything she had with Ty. But if she rejects him, what does that mean for her future? The decision she faces is monumental, and it will undoubtedly shape the direction of the show moving forward. This engagement isn't just about Amy and Nathan, it's about Heartland itself. The series has always been about love, loss, and family, and this new development challenges the very foundation of those themes. Fans are left wondering, will Amy's journey be one of healing and moving on, or will it be a deeper exploration of grief and memory? As Season 19 unfolds, the engagement becomes a symbol of the delicate balance between honoring the past and embracing the future. For Amy, this isn't just a romantic decision, it's a personal one that could define her future. And for Heartland, it's a pivotal moment that will either bring fresh excitement or risk alienating longtime fans. As we move deeper into the season, the question remains, will Amy choose Nathan, or will she find a way to keep Ty's memory alive? The answer to that question will set the stage for one of the most dramatic and suspenseful seasons the show has ever seen. The proposal may just be the beginning of something far more complicated, something that will leave fans questioning everything they thought they knew about Amy and her future on Heartland. Season 19 promises to be a game changer, and this engagement is only the first step in a journey full of twists, turns, and emotional revelations. Dates! One thing's for sure, Season 19 will keep you on the edge of your seat. As the tension around Amy's unexpected engagement builds, another bombshell is dropped that shakes the very foundation of Heartland. A shocking twist threatens to completely change the course of the story. Ty Borden, the man Amy once loved and lost, might be coming back. Ty's death left a massive hole not just in Amy's life, but in the hearts of fans around the world. His departure was one of the most heartbreaking moments in Heartland history, and since then, the show has been navigating the aftermath of that loss. But now, rumors are swirling that Ty could make an unexpected return in the final episodes of Season 19, potentially during Amy's wedding to Nathan. Could this be the moment that everything changes? For fans who have followed the show for years, Ty's death was a painful chapter. It marked the end of an era for Amy, who had to learn to move on and rebuild her life without him. Now, with the possibility of his return looming, everything Amy has worked towards, her relationship with Nathan, her healing process, and the new life she has tried to create, could be upended in an instant. The potential return of Ty raises a host of questions. How could he come back? Where has he been all this time? And why would he suddenly reappear in Amy's life just as she's on the verge of committing to Nathan? The show would need to handle this twist carefully to avoid alienating viewers and undermining the emotional weight of Ty's original departure. If Ty does return, it will require a well-crafted explanation, one that makes sense within the context of the show and satisfies fans who have mourned his loss for so long. The idea of Ty's return creates an enormous amount of suspense, as the stakes become incredibly high. Imagine this. Amy standing at the altar, about to marry Nathan, when Ty unexpectedly walks into the room. The moment would be nothing short of explosive. The emotional fallout would be immense, not just for Amy, but for the entire family. How would Lou, Jack, and the rest of the Heartland crew react? Would Amy abandon Nathan to be with Ty? Or would she be too conflicted to choose between the two men who have meant so much to her? Fans of the show are divided on whether Ty's return is a good idea. Some believe it would provide an emotional payoff for the years of grief Amy has experienced. Ty and Amy's relationship was the heart of Heartland, and the idea of them being reunited would offer a sense of closure that many fans crave. Others, however, fear that Ty's return could feel forced, undermining the significance of his death and the journey that Amy has taken since. Could this be a desperate attempt by the writers to win back viewers, or is it a carefully crafted plot twist that will pay off in a meaningful way? The idea of Ty coming back also raises the question of what his return would mean for Amy's character development. For so long, Amy has been struggling to find peace with Ty's death. If Ty returns, would it mean that Amy has to revisit all of her unresolved feelings about his passing? Would this undo the emotional growth she's gone through in the years since he left? Or would it push her toward a new understanding of her grief? The return of Ty would create massive complications for Amy. She would have to choose between the man who was once her everything and the man who has offered her a new chance at happiness. Could she ever fully move on from the past, or is she destined to be caught between two worlds, the memory of Ty and the reality of Nathan? And then there's the question of what Ty's return would mean for the future of Heartland. If Ty is truly back, what happens next? Would this mark the end of Amy's relationship with Nathan, or would it become a complex love triangle that fans will follow for seasons to come? The return of Ty could breathe new life into the show, but it also has the potential to be a risk, a gamble that could either pay off or backfire. As season 19 continues to unfold, the suspense surrounding Ty's potential return will keep fans on the edge of their seats. Whether he reappears in a dramatic, heart-stopping moment or stays hidden in the shadows, his presence is felt throughout the season. His return, or lack thereof, will shape the emotional core of the show and ultimately decide the fate of Amy's future. Ty's possible return is more than just a plot twist, it's a reflection of the central theme of Heartland: love, loss, and the idea of moving forward while never forgetting the past. Fans are left to wonder, what will happen if Ty really does return? And how will Amy and the entire family handle this shocking turn of events? The answer to that question will be the driving force behind the emotional tension that will define the rest of the season. As the shock of Ty's potential return begins to simmer beneath the surface, Amy finds herself at a crossroads. With Nathan's proposal hanging in the air and the possibility of Ty reappearing, Amy's struggle to move on becomes even more complicated. She's not just grappling with her feelings for Nathan, she's also fighting the ghosts of her past, the memories of a love that was lost far too soon. Amy's relationship with Ty was not just one of love, it was a journey. They went through challenges, grew together, and built a life that was beautiful and strong. His death was a devastating blow, and Amy has spent years learning to navigate life without him. Her grief has shaped her into the person she is today, but with Nathan's sudden proposal, Amy is faced with a question she never thought she would have to answer. Can she really let go of Ty and embrace a new future? For Amy, the idea of moving on is both freeing and terrifying. She's not just dealing with the practical side of being in a relationship again, there's a deep emotional battle within her that she has to face. It's one thing to love again, it's another to truly move forward and leave the past behind. Nathan represents the possibility of a new chapter, one where she can open her heart again. He's been a steady presence in her life, offering support and understanding when she needed it most. But can she love him the way she loved Ty? This question isn't just about whether Amy can love Nathan, It's about whether she can ever fully let go of the connection she had with Ty. The memories of their life together are still so fresh for her, and every moment with Nathan serves as a reminder of what she has lost. In some ways, Nathan represents a fresh start, but in others, he feels like a reminder that the past might never truly fade. The pressure for Amy to make a decision is mounting, and the emotional weight of the choice she faces is enormous. As the season unfolds, her struggle becomes more intense. On one hand, there's Nathan, a man who brings her comfort, companionship, and the possibility of a new beginning. On the other hand, there's Ty, whose memory lingers, a constant presence that haunts her heart. Even without his physical presence, Ty's impact on her life is undeniable. The conflict within Amy grows as she tries to reconcile these two aspects of her life. Can she move on without betraying the love she shared with Ty? Is she dishonoring his memory by even considering marrying someone else? For Amy, this isn't just about finding love again. It's about reconciling her past with her future. It's about making peace with the fact that she might have to build a new life without Ty in it. But how can she do that when it feels like Ty is still everywhere? When the love they shared is a part of her, inescapable and eternal? This emotional turmoil is reflected in every scene involving Amy and Nathan. Their relationship is filled with moments of joy and tenderness, but it's clear that something is missing. Amy's heart is divided, and while she cares deeply for Nathan, she can't escape the shadow of Ty. She wants to believe that she can have a future with Nathan, but the past keeps pulling her back. And with the rumors swirling about Ty's possible return, Amy finds herself even more confused and conflicted. The question at the heart of Amy's struggle is a deeply personal one. Can she truly move on? And if she does, what does that mean for her relationship with Nathan? Is it possible to love two people in different ways, or will Amy be forced to choose between the man she has lost and the man who's standing right in front of her? The emotional tension builds with every passing episode as Amy's journey of healing becomes more complicated, more nuanced, and more heartbreaking. Throughout this struggle, Amy's family and friends offer their support, but it's clear that Amy's journey is one she must take on her own. Lou, Jack, and the rest of the Heartland family are there for her, offering advice and a shoulder to lean on. But ultimately, the decision is Amy's. The weight of the choice she must make becomes more pressing as she faces a future that might not include Ty in the way she had always imagined. This internal conflict takes center stage in Heartland Season 19, and it raises important questions about grief, love, and what it means to truly move on. Amy's character is tested in ways she never expected, and as she navigates this emotional labyrinth, the audience is left to wonder, will Amy find peace with the past, or will her struggle define the rest of her life? For fans, this journey is a deeply emotional one. Amy's path to healing isn't just a personal story, it's a universal one. We've all experienced loss, and we've all had to figure out how to live with the echoes of those we've lost. Amy's struggle to find balance between honoring Ty's memory and embracing a new future is a story that resonates with anyone who's ever had to move forward after heartbreak. As Season 19 unfolds, Amy's emotional journey takes center stage, and her decision about whether or not she can truly move on will become one of the defining moments of the show. Fans will be watching closely, hoping for a resolution that feels earned, meaningful, and true to the character they've grown to love. As the drama surrounding Amy's engagement to Nathan intensifies, the Heartland family is not immune to the emotional fallout. Each family member is affected by Amy's struggle, but their reactions vary. This season, the series shifts its focus not only on Amy's personal journey, but also on how the family responds to the changes in her life. With the possibility of Ty's return hanging in the air, the stakes are higher than ever, and no one is unaffected. Jack, the ever-present patriarch of Heartland, has always been Amy's rock. He's watched her grow from a young girl with dreams of becoming a horse whisperer to the woman she is today. But now, as Amy grapples with the choice between Nathan and the unresolved pain of losing Ty, Jack is left to wonder whether he's done enough to guide her through this. Though Jack has always been a firm believer in the idea that life moves forward, he understands the complexity of grief all too well. His own experiences with loss make him sensitive to the deep emotional pain Amy is feeling. Jack's protective nature kicks in when he sees Amy's emotional struggle. He wants what's best for her, but he also knows that, at the end of the day, Amy must make this decision for herself. However, the thought of her moving on so quickly after Ty's death creates tension. Jack's support of Nathan may be genuine, but it's clear that a part of him is deeply concerned that Amy is rushing into something she might not be ready for. He is torn between wanting to respect her autonomy and his desire to shield her from making a mistake that could hurt her in the long run. Lou, Amy's sister, and one of the most protective figures in her life, struggles with a different set of emotions. She's been through her own relationship ups and downs, and she understands the complexities of love and loss. However, she has always been a fierce advocate for Amy's happiness, and while she wants Amy to find love again, she's equally concerned that Nathan's proposal might not be the right move. Lou, who has witnessed Amy's grief and growth over the years, is wary of her rushing into a marriage so soon after Ty's passing. But Lou's concerns run deeper than just Amy's engagement to Nathan. The idea that Ty might return complicates everything. Lou's own history with Ty and the way he was a central part of their family creates a complicated emotional landscape. Could Ty's return throw everything off balance, not just for Amy, but for the entire family? Lou doesn't want to see Amy hurt, but she's also aware of the need to give her sister the space to make her own decisions, no matter how difficult they may be. The family's emotional dynamics shift as Amy's internal battle plays out. Each family member is grappling with their own emotional ties to the situation. For Jack and Lou, it's not just about supporting Amy. It's about understanding the complexity of grief and how it impacts every decision Amy makes. They both want her to heal, but they also recognize that healing is a slow, painful process that can't be rushed. Ty's potential return adds yet another layer of complexity to the situation. If Ty were to come back, it would create a storm of emotions that no one in the family is truly prepared for. Jack and Lou may both have reservations about Amy's engagement to Nathan, but the idea of Ty returning would test their loyalties in a way they never anticipated. If Ty reappears, it would bring with it a flood of memories and emotions that would stir up long-buried feelings. The family's dynamic, which has always been about love and support, is now under immense strain. Everyone has their own ideas of what's best for Amy, but they're all struggling to understand the depth of her internal conflict. Jack, Lou, and the rest of the family want to protect Amy from making a decision she might regret, but they also know that they can't make this choice for her. This internal battle of loyalties, concerns, and love plays out in every conversation and interaction, adding layers of tension and drama to the season. As Amy's engagement to Nathan becomes more serious and the potential return of Ty looms closer, the family's loyalty to each other is put to the test. Will they support Amy no matter what, or will the emotional turmoil and unresolved issues between Amy, Nathan, and Ty tear the family apart? The stakes have never been higher, and the emotional weight of these decisions will reverberate throughout the season. Throughout all of this, Heartland's central theme, family, remains at the forefront. The relationships between the characters are tested as never before. But Heartland has always been about the power of family, and as tensions rise, the family members will need to lean on each other to navigate the tough road ahead. Whether it's helping Amy make peace with her past or supporting her in finding a future, the family is at the heart of the season's conflict. As the family faces this unprecedented emotional upheaval, viewers will be left wondering, how will Amy's decisions impact the future of the Heartland Ranch and the relationships within the family? With the specter of Ty's return hanging over everything, no one can predict what will happen next. One thing is for certain, though, the family will have to navigate these turbulent waters together, no matter how difficult it may be. This season, Heartland proves once again that when it comes to family, loyalty, and love. As the emotional roller coaster of Season 19 continues to unfold, fans are left with a sense of uncertainty. With Amy caught between her past and her potential future, Nathan's engagement still in limbo, and the looming possibility of Ty's return, the stakes have never been higher for Heartland. The events of this season will not only shape the future of Amy and Nathan, but also determine the direction of the entire series. But with all the twists and turns, the question remains, will Season 19 mark the end of an era for Heartland, or will it be the beginning of something entirely new? For the first time in the show's history, Heartland finds itself standing on a precipice. On one hand, the introduction of shocking plot twists, like Ty's potential return, could breathe new life into the series. It offers the promise of a dramatic, heart-stopping conclusion, one that might give longtime fans the closure they've been waiting for. The return of Ty could be the emotional payoff that many viewers crave, an opportunity for Amy to confront her grief and finally choose the future she wants. Yet, on the other hand, there's a danger in revisiting the past. Ty's death was one of the most significant moments in Heartland's history, and bringing him back after all this time could risk undermining the emotional weight of that loss. If not handled carefully, it could feel like a desperate attempt to win back viewers rather than a meaningful part of the story. The writers will have to walk a fine line in order to ensure that Ty's return doesn't cheapen the journey Amy has taken since his death. Amy's struggle to move on from Ty's loss and embrace a new future with Nathan is at the heart of this tension. If the season ends with Amy choosing Nathan, it would signify her growth and her ability to heal. It would be a major turning point for her character, proof that she's found the strength to move forward without completely forgetting the past. But if Ty returns in the final moments, it throws everything into chaos. Will Amy stay true to her feelings for Nathan, or will she be drawn back into the arms of the man she once loved? And how will this dramatic twist affect the relationships within the Heartland family? There's also the question of whether this season will mark the end of the show. The series has been on the air for nearly 2 decades, and there's a sense that the producers may be gearing up for a grand finale. Could season 19 serve as the final chapter, bringing closure to the characters and the Heartland Ranch? If so, the stakes couldn't be higher, and the choices Amy makes could determine the ultimate fate of the series.